Hi, my name is Amber Schmidt, and I am a master's student here at UIUC, so welcome to campus. I am doing my project on a reef system nearshore in Lake Michigan, and I'm looking at the ecological and geological responses of that nearshore structure.
Sorry.
Technical difficulties.
It's my computer, realistically. We're asking it to do too many things this morning.
So here is our study site. This is our rubble ridges, as we like to call them. It's 3 ridges that are fairly long. They are relatively near shore in comparison to a lot of other reef areas. Also, this reef system is protecting a wetland area. It's the last natural area that is left in Illinois on Lake Michigan. So we're looking to kind of protect that area from erosion. There's a lot of erosion that happens in this area, so that's why these were put in, and we were brought on to look at the biological side of everything. So we are in southern Lake Michigan. It's really close to the Wisconsin border. So we have our rubble site, and we also have a control site that we are comparing to each other. And so this is how the rubble ridges actually work. They're a lot less expensive than other artificial reefs or other structures that are put in to mitigate erosion. So what basically happens is they put rocks down, and then as waves or currents occur, the rubble actually flattens out and replaces a lot of the bedrock that has been lost in that area. So my objectives for my study were to determine the difference between relative abundance and diversity of the benthic invertebrates that reside at the rubble versus at the control site. I also wanted to determine the impacts of the rubble ridges on sediment. And then finally, I wanted to compare the patterns in the benthic biota to that sediment differences. So to do that, we do a lot of biological monitoring. So at our site, we do a lot of different things, gill nets to get round gobies along with minnow traps, Hester dendies, camera frames, benthic cores, and sediment cores. We use the benthic cores and sediment cores to compare the benthic data to the sediment data. And then at our control site, we only do a few of these biological monitorings because we don't want to add in other structures since there is no structure at our control site. So our observations so far, sediment-wise, the rubble is impacting the sediment size for my objective 2. The diversity of the benthic invertebrates is actually increased in the sediment at the rubble ridges, but the abundance has actually decreased. We think that this is from the high velocity environment that is at the rubble in comparison to the control site. And then we still don't know if the sediment size affects the food availability, but we're working on that. So here is the sediment distribution for my project. So the cooler colors, it represents the rubble over the last 2 years, and the warmer colors represent the control site. And this is basically showing that there is a larger distribution of larger particle sizes of the sediment. And so the rubble is affecting sediment grain size. So for the benthic component, the benthic community has a higher diversity and abundance at the rubble ridges overall. And we think that this is due to the interstitial space and the algae growth that is occurring at the rubble site. We found that there's no significant difference of round gobies in their diets gillnet-wise by location or year. However, when we looked at round gobies that were sampled within the ridges, we actually found that there was a difference between the gobies within the ridges and outside of the rubble ridges. So when we were sampling, we added on the minnow traps this year. So there is that difference in food availability. So for my future directions, we still need to get through our benthic cores, our Hester dendies and rock scrapes. The benthic cores we're waiting to get back from this place in Ohio that we sent them to. We're looking to still connect that geology and biology, so once we get those back, we'll actually be able to connect those. And then statistical analysis, writing, but my overall goal is finding a solution that protects and rebuilds the shoreline while also providing habitat for that biological community. So I have a lot of acknowledgements. I'm not going to read them all off, and a lot of funding sources for this project. It's been a lot of fun, and it's been a really interesting project. So thank you.